The winner of the 2024 Crabbo Breaking Barriers in Canada Award goes to The Diary of a Naija Immigrant.
Hey guys, are you in for this ride with me? Let's jump in. Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of The Diary of a Naija Immigrant, and it's the last one for the year 2025. Woo! If you're watching this, congratulations, because it means that you made it through 2025, and wow, what a year it has been. Thank you for staying with us, for sticking with us, and for just supporting the brand through Onyie's lens, supporting the podcast Diary of a Naija Immigrant. Thank you to CJSW Radio for continued partnership through the year 2025. Thank you to every single person who has subscribed, every single person who has watched, who has liked, every single person who has referred or sent a link to the podcast to their friends, their families, and everybody. Thank you to every single guest who has also been on the podcast this year, 2025. It's been an absolute pleasure just hearing your story. Thank you for honoring us with your story. They mean so much to us, and they've been etched in memory forever through the Diary of a Naija Immigrant, and I can't thank you enough for that. Speaking of guests, I'm sure you're wondering why I am in a different location. If you're watching on YouTube, you're like, why does she have a Christmas tree by her side? Why is she reclining on a couch? This setting looks different. Is she in a new studio? No, guess what? You are in my home, Obi's house, as we call it. You are in Obi's house, and the reason why you are in my house is because I know every time I say I have a special guest, but this time around I have the most special guest of all guests. Like, nobody even comes close to this one. I am so excited to be bringing my husband man to you guys. I'm so excited to be bringing this one. Has been a long time coming. We've been thinking about how to make this work. Sometimes I'll be like, would you be able to come to the studio? Will you take the day off? Can you come to the studio? And he's like, okay, yeah. And then when the day comes, he's like, oh, I have a meeting. It's not possible. So since he couldn't come to the studio, we decided to bring the studio to him because he's the chairman and he's the only person that can make us turn the house into a studio. So he was like, okay, no problem. So we turned Obi's house into a studio.
Yeah.
Are you excited?
Yeah. Yeah, but if you put it like that, you've been inviting me and I've not been wanting to come, or I've
not that you've not been wanting. Yeah.
No, I don't think that's a true story, because the true story is that you've always been postponing it.
Babe, that's not true.
Yeah.
That is not true. There have been times where do you remember, even last year, you were supposed to do last year's rap, but I ended up having Zitel do it because you couldn't do it. You had a meeting. See?
Yeah. I think that was the only time.
I have receipts. No, that was not the only time. Even this one, like, it took so much time. We were supposed to do this yesterday. We did it today. Like, there have been so many times. Don't worry, I have receipts. Don't even try to change this story.
Yeah.
Anyways, well, I'm glad that you're finally able to make it for this one. I'm glad we're able to turn the house into a studio. We've been turning into a studio to do photography, so why not turn into a studio to do podcast, right?
Yeah, I think this can be the tradition from now on. Like, you know,
really?
Yeah, because when you're, you know, when you don't have to drive to somewhere, or when you don't have to, like, when you're comfortable wherever you are, then you'll be able to, you know, talk more, be relaxed, open up more.
But, like, you think it'll be okay to bring guests into our home to talk?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I agree with not, like, eliminating
It's a
the factor
suggestion, it's
of
not-
driving
it's-
all the way, because the studio is literally 35 minutes from the
Okay.
house. And in this treacherous weather outside with the winter, snowstorm and everything, it's definitely hard driving all the way to the studio, setting up and all of that in a new and then tearing down. But in the house, it's easier. But also, I don't know how comfortable guests would be coming into the house, and I don't know how comfortable the kids and everybody would also be bringing guests into the house for filming. But anyways, that's a deliberation for later. Let's know.
Yeah, it's something to think about.
Yeah. Maybe eventually we can turn our basement when we move to a bigger place into a studio, and then who knows?
Yeah.
Possibilities are endless. How are you?
I'm good. And you?
I'm okay. I'm hanging in there. I feel like I'm hanging by a thread, but
Hanging in by a thread. Who is
Yeah.
putting you on a thread?
that's a good question. No, like, you know, when the year starts to end, like the year starts to round off, it's almost like you're mentally checked out and you're exhausted and you just can't wait to refill. I feel like I'm at that point because the year is coming to an end, and like you've been going, and like, okay, I feel like I need to pause and end everything and start on a clean slate, like from the beginning, if that makes sense. I feel like that happens to me every time when
From
the year
the
is
beginning.
ending.
Where do you like start from the beginning with work,
A
life?
new year.
A new year.
Yeah, like a new calendar year. I know the calendar year literally starts in September, but I already have
Ends
that.
in September.
Starts in September.
Ends
A
and starts.
new
ends and-
calendar year.
Yeah.
No, it ends in June and starts in September.
Oh,
So then there's summer break and then it starts in the fall.
okay.
I know the calendar year in this part of the world starts in September, but for us, because we are Nigerians, our own year ends in December. And then also because of, as a virtue of where I work, December is usually very busy. There's so much, like it's go. And then when that ends, like when Christmas is done, you're like, oh. So at the end of Christmas Eve, you're like, oh, now I can breathe and then reset. So I feel like I've gotten there. I'm at capacity.
Yeah.
How about you?
For me, I think, you know, everything is just relaxed for me. Work, job, and everything, and the house. We kind of like have everything the other way around. December is usually more relaxed. Like
At your workplace?
yeah, but there are still deliverables for December, but it's usually more relaxed. Like maybe out of the 30 days, I can say maybe 10 days will be like very hardcore, like you need to deliver. But after those 10 days, like the rest of the month is, you know, most people are on vacation.
Everyone has checked out.
Yeah,
too.
everyone has checked
Yeah.
out. Like even now, from tomorrow, like most people have checked out, and the only thing they just want to do is just deliver what they need to deliver for the year, and just go or just work remote for the rest of the year. Yeah. So that's
I think it's similar. It's just that we can't. So they are mentally checked out, so everything slows down. But as everybody has mentally checked out, but you have to keep giving it your all. For my own job, because it's a church, right? You have to give it your all, and then at the end of Christmas Eve, everybody's like, okay, now we're actually done. But it's just different dynamics, but similar state of mind, I think.
yeah, similar state of mind.
Yeah. Anyways, the year 2025, let's review it.
Yeah.
How would you say the year started? It started very, very weird. Initially, we started and we're like, yes, let's go and everything. And then all of a sudden, a big boom happened.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
Yeah, 2025 was, you know, it was a revealing year. It was a testing year for, you know, for me, because I lost someone that was very, very dear to me, very important to me, which is my dad. And thinking about it now, everything, it started 1st of January, 4th of 1st of January, 5th of January. And, I heard the news, and since then, everything has just been blurred for me. Like, most of the, first quarter and second quarter of 2025 was blurry because I was still in a state of mind of, trying to understand new responsibilities, new reality, things that needs to be done. And, but the way my dad passed was, for me, I feel if I want to pass, if I want to die, I feel that's the best way for someone to die. Like, just sit in your bed and, no pain, no cries, you just sleep it off. And hopefully he wakes up in a better place because, funny enough, this world has not been favorable for him in a certain way. So I feel we've been managing, I kind of like, ever since, I was in Abuja, we knew about his condition, and I knew about his condition. I've been taking care of him in Abuja before moving down here to Canada. And still, we've been managing it. I and my brothers and my sisters, we've been managing him. Even while I'm here, we've been managing him. And it's a point where he has given up, and it's left for what he sees is the hope in us for him to live long, which is anytime I call him, like his voice, his praises and his the way he talks, the way he acknowledges that, what you've accomplished in life, where you've been in life, this is what we've been praying for, this is what we want. I'm happy that there was a time he called me and he was like, it's like you saw the vision that Nigeria was going to be very bad, and you saw the vision that Nigeria is, heading downwards. That's why you left Nigeria on time. It's like you left in time, because immediately you left, everything started crumbling in Nigeria. So I was like, that, it's just coincidence. There was no vision. There was no thought about it. We just felt, it was the right time, because we wanted to give the kids like a better life, expose the kids to a bigger environment where they will learn more things, where they will be exposed to more opportunities and not just limited to, Nigeria alone. So at the end of the day, he was proud, and I felt that was what kept him for a longer time. Because if it's for him to have passed, I feel, some of the situations we've met him in, like when he comes to visit, and we're asking questions like, why didn't you tell us? Because my dad is the kind of person that doesn't like, as a man, that's another problem you get. Like, as a man, we keep things a lot inside, even when we are going through struggles, just because the man is the last resort in the family to bring maybe success. As I'm talking about Africans now, right? To bring success, to bring money to the house. So men don't usually want to pressure or be truthful about their conditions, or about money matters, or about, when I say money matters, I mean about, spending money on themselves. They don't want to be like, I went to the hospital, I bought drugs, or I did this. So they always keep that hidden. And they've been trained. Imagine someone of 70 something years old or 70 plus years old, and he has been trained all his life, not to reveal his medical conditions. Even when you take him to the hospital and the doctor says, it's left to you to reveal what's going on with you, with your kids and everything. And, sometimes you just say, no, it's just, I just have kidney problem. He just passes it off like, it's just this little thing, that is going on with me. It's just this. Even when the doctors always know that, they tell us the problem, but he always belittles what he's going through. But thankfully, we've been able to manage his conditions for a very, very long time. And we're happy that he didn't. I am very, very happy that he didn't die from any of his medical conditions. Like, what he died from was he just slept suspecting sleep apnea, maybe something that wasn't diagnosed, but it's not something that we actually know that's caused it. It's something that, out of the blue, probably something that was not diagnosed properly. Yeah. So that's how 2025 was been for me, and you know, for me, I can't complain. People say he died young, 72, but I don't feel. For me, I don't feel it's. I feel life is continuous. Like it doesn't stop there. Like his legacy is in me, is in my brothers, is in my sister, is in my family. What is left behind, his thoughts, and also not just that. Spiritually, is also within us. He's also visiting once in a while. He's always there, and we will eventually meet in afterlife.
Thanks for sharing that. However, how have you been, like, you mentioned something about men not being vocal about the way they feel, the way things happen. I find that's like you in particular also, like you probably got that from your dad. Because I notice sometimes like you're probably a bit sad. Even the kids notice, they're like, "Dad, are you sad? Is it because of your dad?" And I think even the day I really, really noticed it, like it hit you, was Father's Day. It was like your very first Father's Day without your dad.
Yeah.
How did that feel for you, and how have you been mentally?
Yeah, like I said, mentally I'm in a state of limbo most of the time when it comes to in that state. Like during Father's Day, you know, I've been in a state of limbo. I've been in a state of confusion, been in a state of, you know, trying to understand, you know, for real. If I didn't have family beside me, like if I was just maybe single, if I was just on my own, I would have, you know, done something really bad. I don't know what it is, but I'll have picked up maybe a vice. Maybe I'll have picked up something to cope. I will have picked up a very, very weird coping mechanism. And the reason why I didn't get to that is probably because of my family, because of you, because of the kids, and you know, always checking up to make sure that, oh, what's going on? Why are you not laughing? Because sometimes I don't know my state, I don't know my physical state, I don't know what I'm going through, or I don't know how I appear, right? So it's the awareness is when maybe you ask a question, or maybe when the kids ask me a question, then I'll come to the reality that, okay, it's true. I need to change my attitude for the day and be positive, right? And it always comes like a reflection. It's not like I'm always thinking about it for the rest of the day or for the rest of the month, but it comes like a wave. Like I just think about, or I see something, or I notice something, then I think about it. I have a very strong, deep thought about it. But the truth is that in any of those times, even when I went to Nigeria to bury him, in any of those times was I sad. I've never been actually sad. Although I've cried, it's a weird way to explain it. Although I've cried, I have, you know, reflected. I've, you know, imagined his voice and imagined everything about him, but I have never said, "Oh, I feel sad." I just feel like I miss him. I feel like there could be number one thing for me is that I feel it was on him somehow to live longer, but for him to say, "Okay, this is where I stop," you know, this is where not like he killed himself or anything, but for him to just give up and be like, "Okay, I think I'm done here, you know, I'm 72, I think, you know, this is," he didn't fight to stay longer. And I feel,
You think so?
Yeah, my dad didn't fight to stay longer. He had his drugs, he was taking his drugs, he was, you know, going to the doctor, medical checkups and everything, but I feel like he gave up a long time ago, because my dad was a very well-to-do person. He was a banker, we're living very good, in Lagos then. But I feel when he gave up was when, he just dusted his hands and said, guys, I'm going to the village and this is where I'm going to stay for the rest of my life. So that's where I felt like, oh yeah, he could have wanted more. Like, wanting more is not living till the next day, which is what he was kind of like doing. Like, even if you send him money, even if you do stuff for him and everything, he's not looking for let's build a house. No, he's not looking for, oh, I need a new job. 72, yeah, people that are 72 here. That's why I really wanted him to come here to see his age mates, right? To see people that are like even 80 still hustling, still working. Those things that they do is not, some of them, they do it just not to be lonely. Right? Some of them, they do it so that they don't sit down. The more you sit down, like if you don't learn new things, like you need to connect to your childhood, you need to connect to your memory when you were learning new things. So every time you learn new things, like for me, anytime I learn new things or I'm reading a new book, I always feel like I'm learning like Zion or Zittel, because I see them when they are learning things and I see how they struggle, like, oh, 1 + 1 is 2, 2 plus. So the more you put yourself in that position, the more you feel younger. Your brain will always be young. Your mind will always be young. So the body is just physical, right? The body will always, it's just like wear and tear. But the body will always wear and tear, right? But the mind can always be fresh and can always be renewed if you always feed it with new things. The mind will always grow. It will always expand. You are 72. The president of America is 80. So why are you? That's another thing we need to unlearn in Nigeria. Like once we just get
65.
Once you just start getting to 65, then or when people start calling you elder, you actually think you're an elder.
Because retirement age in Nigeria is actually 60. Or thereabout, I think so, 60.
Yeah.
And so once you get to 60, you're like, okay, yes, I'm retiring, let me go and rest. And then you stay for about 5 years, 65. It's like, okay, yeah.
And here, like, I know I've talked, like, I was even surprised, like, when we went to bury him, and the church people were like, oh, he volunteers in church, he does this. I'm like,
that's the thing. So I don't think so one thing now that I want to add 2 and 2 together to produce is, like you said previously, he doesn't really open up. He doesn't share what he's doing, what he's not doing, his feelings and all of that, because he doesn't want to be a burden. 2, because of that, you don't know the things he's actually doing. There are things that you found out after his passing, because he doesn't tell you, I volunteer in church, I do this, I do that. He was running like a microfinance bank literally in the village, and those were things he felt like he could control. He felt like Lagos wasn't really kind to him, and he wanted to move to the east, because at that point all of you were already grown, and he felt he had already given you guys, okay, you guys are grown, you've spread your tentacles and all of that. And it was also his exposure, his mindset, his education level also plays a role in that. Like, people here, what they know is you're only, like you said, you're as much as what you know. You can, right? Like, it's what you know that influences the actions or the reactions or things that you do. And for him at that point, he felt like, okay, Lagos, he has had enough from Lagos, and Lagos wasn't so kind. He wanted to move back to the village. He did that, but I don't think he was idle. I felt like he was still trying to work. The microfinance bank that he was running, the farming that he was doing.
Oh, that wasn't the point. Maybe if you got that wrong, or if I said something like that, then I apologize. What I'm trying to drive at is that he was not surrounded with family. He was not surrounded with people like us, right? And even though he was doing new things in church, it was, I I don't know how to explain it, but I felt
he felt he was isolated, and you guys didn't know the things that were actually made him happy, the things that made him
even I have a house in Oka that I built, and that house I built it in Oka. I didn't want to build a house in my village, because for me I felt I don't want to just be restricted.
You didn't feel uncomfortable.
I don't want to be restricted to the village. So I built it in a town, which is Oka, and Oka has lots capital of things, right? Yeah. Oka has school. Oka has school. They have there is the state capital. They have university. They have a lot of things that you can. I've been to Oka, like even the last time I even went to Oka, like some of the kids speak like fluent English.
Oh, what are you saying? I lived in Oka for a while.
They speak, and they have English accent. They have all these American accents. So in Oka, like these are people that have not flown out of the country. You know, Wednesday was in Nigeria and he has not flown out, and he has American accent. That's because of the cartoon and everything. So the point I'm trying to drive out is that in Oka, I felt it was going to be more exposed than just being strict in the village. And I felt that house, if he had wanted to say, oh, okay, this is the place I want to live in, this house, I want to be in this house, I'm going to go, if I'm going to the village, I'll just go view the things I'm working on and come back. That would have been different. Then he will be more exposed. Like again, we can't survive on our own. It's not just family. Sometimes you need to have friends. You need to have people that are also in the same age grade with you, so that your struggles, like now, there are some things he will tell me I won't never understand. Like if he tells me, oh, my back is paining me, that sometimes his back is paining me is different from my own back is paining me. Or he says, oh, I need to eat, or stuff like that. So that's what I'm trying to say is that it's like people that are in his age grade. If he goes to Oka, he can get friends that are more enlightened, not the friends in Villa. He gets friends that are more enlightened, friends that their eyes is, and those friends. So there are some friends that probably maybe they are running for one political post or something, or maybe they are doing something more grand than just waking up, eat, and sleep. Or waking up, eat, check something and sleep, right?
Yeah. I feel like Dad was dealt a very heavy hand in life. Apart from, you're right that if he had been to Oka and all of that, but I think it was just a lot that influenced his decision. We will never be able to answer that right now, unfortunately. But I feel like he was dealt a very heavy hand, even with like care and everything, like regardless of the decision that he made.
There's something that
I feel like he should have had.
There's a movie that Sylvester Stallone say. In a movie, he mentioned a quote that in life you always be hit. Like I don't think there's anybody that has ever gotten it easy. I didn't get it easy. I don't think you got it easy. A lot of people, when they tell you their stories, you'll be like, oh, I thought mine was bad. This person really went through something really bad, right? Mine wasn't easy. And so life is always going to hit, but it's not that you know that life is always going to hit, right? You know that life is always going to hit you one way or the other, but it's not the action that life puts to you that matters. It's yours. It's what you determine. That's why a little bit I'm not sad. And I'm a bit angry because I feel that he could have done more. Like you don't just throw in the towel and say, "Oh yes, I'm retiring." Like I'm retiring. I'm giving up. I'm going back to my hometown, and I'm not going to do anything again for the rest of my life. No, you don't do that. And again, when your child tells you, "Oh, let's come," you say no. You don't want to come. Stuff like that. So I feel like he should have done more. Ask more from life. And again, when you ask, the doors will always be open. When you say, okay, Ekene, this is exactly what I want and how I want it, the door will always be open. He asked for a car, we got him a car. He asked for a lot of things, we got it for him. But those are the things, but he was restricted to the village. And that's because the reason why, and again, ever since he went to the village, we've always told it, especially me, I've always told him that this is not good for you, but whatever makes you happy, no problem. for him to stay in the villa, if he's staying in the villa, he's restricting himself and he's not opening himself up to better opportunities.
You know what I feel.
And again, another thing again is, living Lagos was the best thing for him. Like, Lagos was too crowded, too rowdy, opportunities were limited because everybody was chasing the same thing. So I was very happy he left Lagos, but not to the village. He should have just gone to Oka. Oka was very close to the village. Stay in Oka. There was a house built by a child in Oka. And there was nothing that he would have asked me that I would have not done for him in that Oka. But the thing is that he never gave a green light. He just went, stayed there 2 weeks, then goes back to the villa.
One thing I know about Daddy is he considered everybody before himself. All these things you're saying, all of it, I have the answers to it, I feel, and all the answers to it is still that he was thinking about making other people more comfortable than himself. He didn't want to inconvenience other people over himself. It's not like he didn't want to stay in Oka, but there were reasons why he couldn't stay in Oka, and he didn't want to he put them over himself at the end of the day. Anyways, also, I feel like everything you're going through now, like these questions you're asking, it's the stage of grief that you are in. Like, even when you first explained it, like you said, you're not sad, like you can't explain it, but you're not sad. You cry, you think about it, you go into deep reflection, but you can't just seem to explain it. I feel like they're all stages of grief, right? I feel a little bit like I have a bit of experience with grief. In fact, a huge experience with grief. And also when I started experiencing, I also couldn't put a finger on it. I was in a state where I was just trying to figure it out. Like, I was just here and there, confused with life and all of that. And your first stage is that denial, the stages of grief: denial, and then you come to anger, and then you come to confusion, and then eventually you start to come to terms with it. But it doesn't, like you said, grief comes in waves. It doesn't end. It's a continuous process. But the stage you're in, I feel like I can relate with it a little bit. You're in that state, you're currently very angry. You're angry at a lot of things, decisions that he made that you feel like he shouldn't have made, things that happened that might have led how it should have been averted, and all of that. And your feelings are totally valid. They're 100% valid. What you're going through is something that most people also go through with grief. But I want you to know that we're here for you, and we'll always be here for you. If you ever want to talk about the feelings that you're having and all of that, I'm someone who I think should be able to understand. One, I've had experience with grief, especially losing someone very, very, very dear to me. And then two, I'm your wife, and you know that I'll always be there for you. No matter what happens, I'll always have your back. The year started very rough. It started, I would say, very, very rough, because starting the year, losing Daddy, it's like you put everything on pause. And before that time, I was already planning your birthday, like, because you turned 40 this year. So it's supposed to be a huge year. And then it took a serious nosedive with Dad's passing. But I was like, I think this is when you even need to be celebrated so much, because you did so much for Daddy. I also want you to feel that sense of pride within yourself, that you also accomplished so much. You did so. One thing that, if I don't know if I've mentioned it to you, but your relationship with your dad was one of the reasons why I felt very endeared to you. Like, I felt like, oh, there's something about this guy. Because when we first started, there was a day when we just started dating and all of that. I think we were at ShopRite and we were buying stuff. And you got the call from someone, or from your dad. He was sick, and you had to call, and then you were telling Daddy to come to Abuja and all of that to get. And the way you were, like, you were pacing and everything, and you were like, Daddy, please just come. And he was stubborn, Daddy, as usual. He was like, no, he's okay. He's like, no, you're not okay. You have to come to Abuja so that we can take care of you. We can this, you can. I felt that very endearing, right? Like, especially in Abuja, where everybody wants to form, do you know who I am? Like, people put on a facade in Abuja. They want to form that they are maybe one senator's child, or one their dad is a big politician or something. I don't know. That has been my experience with most of the guys in Abuja. But meeting you, it was just a different encounter. Like, oh wow, like he came down to, he really wants to help his dad and everything. And then your dad coming to Abuja. Even before we like, he was like, when he came, we're not talking about marriage that time. We're just dating. But I was very open to, yeah, let's take care of Daddy and everything. And at some point, Daddy started calling me my wife, and even when there was nothing. So that was something that I feel like that Daddy was a very pivotal or instrumental person in the trajectory of our relationship. There was any time he was like, you have to go and see her parents, and all of that. Daddy was a very instrumental. So even when it happened, it hits me hard. It hits me really hard, because I spoke with him 22nd of December, and then he passed 5th of January. He was like, we couldn't even say Happy New Year, and then this happened, right? So yeah, it's been a hard year. The first quarter was really, really hard. I feel like I didn't even start business. I didn't start anything until like in April. That was when I actually started. I couldn't even post on social media. Like, if you check my social media, you notice the first, I think it was just your birthday that I posted. And then afterwards, I left again and all of that. I couldn't really do stuff. Like, it just felt like, you know, when an arm gets cut off, the way you feel, like you feel limited to one arm. For that's how it felt. But also at the same time, I'm thankful that we're able to celebrate you. I'm thankful for your 40th birthday. You're aging like fine wine. How do you feel about being 40?
About being 40, I feel cracks in my back. I feel
Come
cracks.
on.
I can't wake up normally anymore. And I feel old. But that's a lie. For me, 40 is just like 39. It's just like 38 for me. It's just like 37. Yeah,
it's just another year.
It's just another year for now. Like, I don't think it's just numbers for me.
And we did so many tests, because when you turn 40 here, there are some tests you have to do, and all of them came out with a clean bill.
Yeah, all of them came out with clean, good numbers, and you know.
Even your eyesight, I can't believe you still have great eyesight. I thought when they tested your eyes that you were going to start using glasses. And
that's one thing about me. Ever since I was small, I've always wanted to wear glasses, because I feel people that wear glasses look very cool.
Wow.
Like, they look like nerds and everything.
They know what they're doing. They look smart.
And that's the look I wanted to. But my mom always told me that, no, like, your eye. My mom always told me that my eye will always be good, because she has a very good eyesight too. And in our family, we have very good eyesight. Yeah.
I can relate with that. When I was little too, I used to think that people that wore glasses, they are very cool, like rich kids and all those kind of things.
Same.
But you even have better eyesight than me, because sometimes I'm looking at something, I'm like, what is this? And then you read it, I'm like, you can't see that? Really?
Yeah.
So you don't feel old at 40. But you're my sugar daddy. Hope you know that.
Yeah, I can be a sugar daddy.
You say I can't be.
But I don't feel old.
Are you ready to have a sugar baby? When are you getting your first sugar baby?
When you allow now.
When I allow? Really?
Yeah, as in baby, you want to give birth, right?
No, not baby. Which baby? Wait, are you still expecting a baby?
No, that's why I say when you're ready now, we can have a sugar baby.
No, but wait, are you expecting a baby?
I don't know.
Say the truth.
The truth, that's the truth.
Do you say, wait, if I tell you that let's have another baby.
It's only God that gives now. You can't force it.
Baby, you sound and you look like you're actually expecting a baby and you want to.
I just want Zitel and Zion to have like people they can take care of.
But they're taking
look
care
like
of
people,
each other.
I've always wanted 2 kids. You know, I've always wanted exactly 2. But after giving birth to Zitel and seeing the way he took care of Zion, and now seeing Zion, every time Zion sees a baby, she always wants to take care of the baby and Zitel too.
Leave Zanya.
They're very caring kids.
Do you know the thing about Zanya will say, "Oh yes, I want that one." When the thing goes, "I'm tired."
Zanya is a diva, I know, but still, Zanya still has that.
She's a nurturer.
She's a nurturer. She has it in her heart.
Spirit, yes. But the thing is,
she cannot see.
You can't depend on Zanya to do everything.
Yeah, she might not want to do something, but when she knows, like so many times, like this Zanya, like she's very, very emotionally intelligent.
You. Yeah,
she's very, very emotionally intelligent. There's one when I was coming down from the staircase and I fell. Like I just slipped. Like it's not like I fell. I just slipped a little. The way she came, I said, "Daddy, are you okay?" She gave me a hug, like,
and she kept.
And that's not the first time.
Daddy fell. Daddy fell.
And that's not the first time. Couple of times, like she doesn't want to see me sad. Zion, she's the kind of person that I know Zitel too is the same thing, but Zion's own, she's always, if she sees you sad or she sees me sad, she'll be like, "Are you okay?" Like she'll like look for something to make me happy immediately.
Yeah. She's the one that also notices when you're sad. Are you sad because of your daddy?
Yeah. So that really, like, I feel like, oh, these kids, they might need someone.
No, they take care of each other. Like even Zion takes care of Zitel. Like sometimes she's like, "Zitel, mommy, don't talk to Zitel like that. Mommy, no, Zitel is sad. Zitel, are you sad?" They take care of each other, and I feel like that's good for them. I also wanted 3 kids, but after I had 2 kids, I was like, oh, 2 is more than enough. So I'm now wondering how you always wanted 2 kids. All of a sudden, we are now swapping places.
Yeah.
Anyways.
Because I feel like we can take care of another one. And I also feel that we can, like Zitel and Zion can also help out. Like these guys are they're incredible.
They are incredible, but the economy, what the economy is saying, also having kids affects my memory. My memory. I need my brain to be able to take care. I'm just 35.
Eat plenty fish. Omega-3 will help your memory.
I'm not serious. My memory. I eat fish. I put fish in soup.
You don't like fish?
I don't like fish like that, but at least I eat a little bit of. And I have omega-3, this thing, but I don't know. Yeah, the way I forget things, and it kept progressing the more I had children. Got pregnant, lost more memory, had the child, lost more memory, got pregnant again, lost more memory, had the child. Like, no. My brain used to be very sharp. I don't like that. You tell me something today, I can't give you the details tomorrow. It feels really weird. I'm just 35. I don't want, before you know it now, start having amnesia. No, that's not what I want. But from next year, I'm trying to see if I can cut off sugar, like Monica said. Monica said I needed to cut off sugar. So I'm trying to see if I can cut off sugar from next year. But also,
so she wants you to cut off sugar.
She says I should try cutting off sugar.
That sugar is a problem.
Take like normal natural sugar, like fruits and things like that, but not having actual sugar. Stop all the sugar stuff. Anyways, but we'll see how it goes. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. Speaking of children,
it's almost time for the
yeah. Speaking of children, it's Christmas. How would you characterize Christmas as kids and Christmas having kids? What's the difference
for me? Christmas as a kid, was a very happy time, because as a kid you always get gifts, you always get to go to parties, school stops, you like close your brain for like the whole month till when school resumes the next month. And so I always look forward to Christmas. Then we also travel a lot to. We always travel to go see, like, all the family comes together. Well, I get to see my cousins, see my extended families, hang out with them, get to learn new things from them, get to learn my language again, refresh my brain with that. So, and again, we always have this masquerade festival. We always have these masquerade parties too in my hometown, and it's a thrilling time. It was also like a very interesting time. You learn a lot of things, you learn new things, you get new clothes, new gifts. So that was then when I was a kid. Also now that I am an adult, I have my own family. I look forward to Christmas too, because I get to watch movie with the kids. We get to put up the tree. We get to
You have such a beautiful tree.
Yeah, we decorate the house. Also get gifts for the kids, make them feel appreciated, and also attend parties too with them. Go to different.
We went for Santa Grotto yesterday.
Pajama parties, and get to also build that memory. So it can't be like for like with what I went through or what I experienced as a kid, because time changed. And these guys are like, Gen Alpha, Gen Zs, and they also have their own things now. Like they don't want, you can get new clothes for them, but they also want like video games, they want cartridges, they want new stuff, they want new shoes. I used to be like a Michael Jordan fan, now is a Shea fan. Chicago Bulls, now he's a OKC Thunder fan. So things can be the same thing, although it's similar. Everybody has similar experience, no matter what, because everybody, like I and my kids, we all have similar experience, and not just my kids, like also everyone around us. Like what I'm experiencing now as a father is the same thing that fathers still experiencing, although like it's until when people tell you what they are going through or what their kids ask. But I just definitely know that, almost everybody now thinks alike. Like the differentiation between everybody's thinking, it's very, very, it's plus or minus 10% when you want to like calculate it. Because the reason why is that there's social media, everybody watches social media. Everybody has, WhatsApp group. Everybody, so everyone is always in sync with thinking and what to do. At the end of the day, at the end of the day, everyone is doing almost the same thing.
Interesting.
Yeah. So, like when we went to get the shoes, and
everybody in this generation is doing the same thing, but you can't liken it to our generation.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like right now, everyone, even our generation, are thinking alike. But previously, it was hard to do that, because if you're watching Channel 5, some are watching AITs, like people, but social media, everyone has a phone now, and everyone is doing the same thing.
One thing I find different as a child and as a parent, responsibilities. Now I feel like the responsibility is solely on our shoulder. I remember one night I was like, babe, they told us not to grow up. That growing up is a child. We did not hear. We said no, we want to be independent. Now look at us. We are responsible for people. I feel like the smell of Christmas is even different. As children.
The smell of Christmas.
You
can't compare. Like if it was in Abuja, the smell of Christmas would be the same thing. Because the wet sand and water is what you normally smell during Christmas.
No, there is no wet sand. It's not rainy season now. It's Harmattan.
No. It's Harmattan. But Harmattan blows that cold, wet sand. Like I know that feeling. But here, what you're smelling is snow. It's a different thing.
That's what I'm saying. Christmas is as immigrants, especially this diary of a Naija immigrant. At the end of the day, I'm saying, how is Christmas different for you as a child? For you as a child, how is it different for you compared to their Christmas right now? One, responsibilities for me. I feel like the sole responsibility. Then his mom. What's my business? As long as Christmas clothes is sure, Christmas shoe
is something that has to be like the things that matter to us and things that matter to them right now. They are totally different.
Exactly.
Do you understand? The experience is also totally different. I loved my Christmas growing up. I didn't really love it so much because one thing was my dad was missing and all of that. But there were experiences that marked Christmas for me, like going to the village, like that rush, that Christmas rush where you go to the park.
That's exactly the same thing. We're saying the same thing. Like,
you said it's the same thing.
I never said it's the same. Like, it's not the same for the two generations, right? But it's the same now. Like,
no,
like,
but that's not the question I asked you.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to get at. Like, previously, I said that, previously, Christmas, it's you go to the village, you have different gifts, you have new clothes, you have different experiences. There's always the community, you talk to your cousins and everything. But now, the experience is the kids. Like, you have to get gifts for them. Being a parent, you have to make sure that, they are fine. Not just that they are fine, but they also have a very good experience.
Yeah, right? And memories. You're building those memory banks for them.
Yeah, memory banks for them.
Yeah.
But when I said it's the same for kids, all of the kids, right?
Yeah,
now.
In this generation versus our generation. I feel like our generations, yes, we had similar experiences.
But we have different stories to talk about.
Different stories to talk about. We all had that experience of, we all grew up in Lagos. So at the end of the year, we all had to go to the village. That December rush, trying to get on the bus and everything. I remember the bus dropping us in front of my house because my house was on the road. So they just drop us there in the middle of the night. That's when we arrive and then we get in. But I'm sure right now, the experience of people even in Nigeria is different. People don't hardly go by bus anymore because of the insecurity and things like that. People hardly... the things that matter to them are different. Like social media now has been a thing that has played.
You remember then there was like the buses were like there was like this luxurious bus that was like an airplane that when you go inside it's like you're sitting on an executive seat and everything. And when the bus drives you to your where you're going to, like there's no bumps, no nothing. Even though there are lots of bumps and everything. So,
and then you'll be watching Nigerian movie. Yeah. So and then people that hawk stuff on the road, like selling banana and granules, all those places also that you stop and all of that. Oh, so those were good, wonderful memories. But right now,
to go, it's not that luxurious anymore.
Yeah.
And it's more.
I bought a plane ticket for my dad from Abuja to Lagos for 400 and almost 420,000. I was like, what the heck? For like one-way ticket. So that's like $420. For why? So like it's crazy. And then also it was expensive during that time, or like the luxurious buses were expensive, but you can't even compare. $420 back then, that means you have the best Christmas ever, because that means your parents can shop for you, you eat best food and all of that. But now it's just a different situation, different ball game. And the experience they have, because of we are immigrants, they don't have their cousins like the way we had. They don't have like masquerade run. They're not going to be able to run for masquerade. The experience now is winter, white Christmas. The experience is us watching movies, going to church, things like that. Sometimes I feel sad for them in a way. I feel like, they'll never have the kind of Christmas we have, because our Christmas was pretty cool. But at the same time, I'm also happy for them in a way, because... You're
grading their experience based on your experience. But what if
this is the best
this is the best, them. Not just the best, this is what they want. And that's because they want this because their friends also are experiencing the same thing.
Yeah, that's true, you're right. Anyways, I hope we're going to have a wonderful Christmas, and I hope that 2026 will be kind to us.
Amen.
We don't know what 2026 has in store, but hopefully it's going to be kind to us. And hopefully this will not be the last time you come on the podcast. I feel like we have so much to discuss.
Yeah, we do.
We have so much to discuss. There's actually a particular topic that I would like us to dive into eventually.
Sure.
So, yeah, but the audience will have to come back to watch that one when it happens. So watch this space, because in 2026 we are going to come back to the Obi's house and we will dive into a huge topic.
There's a question that we usually ask everybody. What is one thing you wish you knew before buying that one ticket?
Buy which ticket to where?
To Canada.
I did buy one ticket from those what?
Big things.
Yeah.
What is the one thing you wish you knew before buying your ticket to Canada?
What is the one thing I wish I knew before coming to Canada? It's a different thing.
But it's a metaphorical question.
Okay, what's the one thing I wish I knew before coming to Canada? And it's I knew about the cold.
Did you expect it was going to be this bad?
But how?
Like how cold it is?
I knew about the cold. Cold is cold.
We all knew that it was cold. Have you ever experienced kind of cold before?
Well, people have been crying about Canadian cold for a long time. So I knew about the cold, but I've never experienced the cold. I knew that it was going to.
Even freezer is not as cold as it is.
Yeah, but one thing I don't know. I just feel I can't think of anything exactly right now that I feel I knew before coming.
You wish you.
Okay, I think one thing is, like the stress with the kids, like that you have to be, or you are literally, that nobody helps. Even your neighbors never help. Even if they're looking at you and and that's just because it's not like I said they don't want to help, but or they are also, fully engaged with their own.
Like everybody minds their business, I think.
I think the biggest problem for me here is that, there's no time for community. Like there's very limited time. But over there in Nigeria, community is like you encounter community like day to day. Like there's always someone coming to greet you. There's always someone coming to hug you. There's always someone looking out for you. Like if your tire is going down, there's always someone pointing it out to you immediately. There's always someone that you can out of the blue, like
if your child even misbehave on the street, another parent be like, what is wrong with you?
Another thing is that out of the blue, you can ask for favors. Like I can just meet someone on Japan and be like, I need you to look after my kids for me. Can you look at? You can ask your neighbor like you don't have to book an appointment. You don't have to tell them 2 years or 3 years before the time. You can just go and be like, come. You knock on the door and be like, can you look after Sita and Zaya for me? And they'll be like, gladly. They open the door because they know that they don't need to do anything. The kids just need to play around. And here, the kids can't kind of like go outside and play without the parents being with them. Someone has to be with them, search them. So that was a big thing for me. I never really wanted to come, but when I came and I saw you struggling with that, taking care of the kids, you have to be, you take care of the kids 24/7. It's not like as if there's a break.
There's no help.
So even if you have a job, you have to pay someone to look after your kids. That's with the daycare arrangements and everything. Then after that, you have to pick your kid exact time that they ask you to pick up the kid. If you don't, you pay extra money.
Yeah.
So the incentives for for having kids is very, very limited.
And then you're looking for no trip.
Yeah, because right now we have capable bodies. Capable people.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the time I'm being independent so that I can have my husband to myself. We'll just be jetting out, going for vacation, different places.
The thing you don't know about is that gets boring very quickly because you can tour the whole world within 1 year.
And that will get boring. Then by the time it gets boring, my kids will have kids. Then I'll be taking care of my kids.
Have you told them? Are they aware?
They are aware.
They are aware.
They are aware. They know. They know that they are going to give me half. We already discussed. I told them they are giving me half a dozen grandkids. So they have to calculate it. Who wants to have 4? Or maybe they want to split it equally.
Okay, guys. Thank you guys so much for joining us on this episode of the Diary of a Naija Immigrant. This was so nice actually sitting down with my husband and reflecting on the year 2025. Like we discussed, it started so rough, so bumpy. The first quarter was it was a very trying time. But I'm thankful for the fact that we came up on top. I'm thankful for my husband turning 40 in the year 2025. We have so many more topics to talk about, to discuss, and this will not be the last time you will see Mr. Ekene on the podcast. I think he had a very wonderful, amazing, and enjoyable time, and he will be so happy to come back. There are so many very interesting topics that we need to explore, topics about our marriage and how we're able to cope, and hopefully that also helps you in your struggle, if you're going through it in your marriage and all of that. This was such a good episode. It was so nice reliving. I hope 2026 is kinder to us. I hope it starts with a bang, continues with a bang, and ends with a bang. And I hope that 2026 brings forth all of our heart desires. And I hope we also end this year together, start 2026 together, end together, and many more good things. I'm so happy that we were able to chat and discuss, and I can't wait for what the year has in store for us. But until then, I remain Onyie Ekene. Have a wonderful, wonderful Merry Christmas. Mwah. Bye, guys.
The Diary of a Naija Immigrant was proudly brought to you through Onyie's lens. If you like this episode, then you should check out our other episodes. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment on whose journey you would like to hear about next on The Diary of a Naija Immigrant. And until next time, I remain Onyie Ekene. Bye now, friends.